All right, today we're going to install these KOHLER semi-frameless glass shower doors. Okay, I'm not a professional. I don't do this for a living. This is just a DIY project. So this is what you can expect if you attempt to install glass frameless or semi-frameless shower doors like this. Like I said, this is KOHLER, very common. They've been selling it for years. Comes with the two big heavy glass shower doors. Be careful with those. You don't want to drop them or break that tempered glass. And then the various rails. So this is the related to the side rails that goes into the wall on the side of the shower. And then here's kind of the trim caps that'll go over top. This is the bottom kind of threshold with a little seal that you silicone on. It goes along the bottom. And this is the top rail that hangs up, right, which your rollers go on. Here's all the various rollers and hardware, screws and brackets and everything. And then the little handles that stick on, the 3M stick-on handles. So, this is my demonstration video. I'm not recommending anybody does this. You could get hurt if you break the glass, or you could cut yourself. There's all kinds of bad things that can happen, but this is my experience. If you are considering doing this, this might give you an idea of what's involved. Okay, these doors are going on this shower. This is not a new shower. This is a probably 20-year-old shower, but it's still in pretty good shape. The first step is really to clean really well. It's easier to clean without doors in place. This shower had these old rusty metal builder quality shower doors on it, so they're gone. So you need to kind of take some time and remove all the old silicone, scrape it, and just do a lot of cleaning. This shower was really dirty. It's starting to look better now. Just using this Zep shower tub and tile cleaner and these drill attachments to really scrub and clean. So you want to get the place nice and clean first before you start. Of course, if this is a new shower that you're putting these doors on, that doesn't apply. Okay, now that the shower is nice and clean, the first step is to do this bottom threshold, kind of the bottom rail. That will sit, it says in the instructions, 1/8 of an inch in. 1/8 of an inch in from the edge there. So this is a 59-inch shower roughly. Pretty standard, just like a 6 foot wide, less an inch. It's kind of how they do it. Plus on the sides here, it's a little bit shorter. They give you a full, it's probably a full 60, 61, 62 inch rail that you need to cut with the hacksaw. So first we need to measure between the sides, between here and over there, and then cut the rail to length. Okay, so we're roughly 55 and 3/4. Remember, measure twice, cut once. Okay, and the instructions actually say to cut this 11/16 shorter than that distance between the two walls. So 55 and 3/4 is where the pen is. So 55 and 3/4 minus 11/16 is 55 and 1/16, right? So we'll just move the pen. So we're gonna cut it right there, just right above 55 inches. Okay, I'm going to use this little miter box to help me cut it straight, right on our line there. Okay, so the bottom rail's on there. It's not glued in yet. We'll silicone it in a bit. But first, we need to look at the side rails. So the side rails kind of are going to fit on top like that down there, and then go up here. Now, my particular situation, this is a very short shower. The design of this is to have the bracket, for the rollers that support the door to go kind of in the channel there and support that. in a taller shower. I don't have that, so my bracket's gonna end up going in the wall. Okay, so it's gonna go up here to accommodate the height of the doors, above a little bit. So that means that I need to cut, I have to cut this rail a little bit about there, so it just goes to the top. So you may need to adapt, you know, the instructions kind of give you the basic idea, but you may need to adapt the doors to your particular situation. In this case, my shower's too short. So I'm gonna go into the wall for my top rail, and I'll have to find some, hopefully there's a stud here, or if not, I might have to put some reinforcement behind it to support the weight of those big heavy doors on each side. So that's what I'm doing. Again, think of the instructions as more of a guideline. You might need to modify for your particular bathroom. Okay, we're cut to fit now, cut to size. So that'll work good. I'll just clean up clean the top up here with a file just to get rid of any excess. So it's nice and smooth. And also on the bottom here, we need to match the radius of the shower. So we'll have to take a file and just kind of round the corner off there so it fits in there nice. Okay, then they say to drill a 1/4 inch hole, which is a pretty big hole, and use these drywall anchors to push in there and then put the screws in. I'm not going to do that. This particular shower that I have, here's the old screw holes, and the screws that they come with, these nice stainless screws or whatever they are, fit pretty nice in a hole that size. I'm going to drill a hole that size, and they bite in there pretty good. So I'm not going to use the anchors. I don't want to drill big 1/4 inch holes in here. I'm just going to drill new holes that size and just go directly in to the fiberglass. Okay, this is a 1/8 inch drill bit. And that feels like it's biting pretty good in there. Yeah, it's gonna be solid. So I got the top screw in there just kind of loose. Now with my level, we want this to be level, or plumb, I guess, up and down. We can just adjust to where that looks about right. And then that's where we'll mark and drill the other holes going down so it stays like that. Okay, now the bottom rail, now there's a little groove here that we need to fill with silicone. So you silicone the bottom rail to the shower over there. I've got everything else all marked, and then these side rails will slip into that bottom track. And then I tape the threshold with the silicone on the bottom to the shower. Let that silicone dry, and then we'll do the side rails. All right, now I just trim the seal off, and then the rail can go on. The bumper goes in, and the rail will just kind of sit on top like that. And now we'll put the screws in and secure the rail. Okay, then when we install these support cleats on the side, now typically if your shower's higher, this little thing here would go in here, and this would sit here and be mounted to the fiberglass shower. Because my shower is so short, I'm going into the drywall up here. I got anchors in here. I did 3. They say you only need 2, but I did 3, and it's at the appropriate height. On this side, I got lucky. There's a stud right here, so I was able to get into the stud with a couple of big screws there. So those are lined up now like that at the appropriate height, and we're ready to do the header now. So we measure from here to the other side. It's 58.5 inches, and then you take a 1/2 inch off. So we'll cut the header, the big aluminum piece that goes across the top, at 58 inches. Okay, the header's cut to 58 inches. Then there's these rubber pieces that you slide on each end. And then we're going to hang the header. And now from inside the shower, we're going to hang this header. And there's a little groove that the top bracket clips, kind of slides into. and then you can swing it forward. And same thing over here. There's a little groove. And you gotta pop the track into, and then the bottom part will swing over. Kind of takes two hands. All right, so we got the header mounted up there. Then there's these trim pieces that pop on. I had to, of course, cut those and radius the corner, just like everything else. Here's the other trim piece. So it just kind of, they just kind of friction fit on. You kind of just bang them on. Okay, we're getting there because it's time to put the rollers on the doors. So the rollers kind of come like this, and they just go on with a screw. So you have to pull them apart. One side goes on here, screw goes in the back, and there's two different sets of rollers. This is the inside door, and then we'll do two rollers on the outside door. Okay, now getting ready to install these. Once the rollers are on, this one just kind of lifts up and sits on the track there on the inside. So it's rolling back and forth nice. And then the other one, we just gotta lift it up, and it just, the rollers sit on top here. Okay, and then down at the bottom, there's this center guide plastic piece that the glass rides in. So the inside glass goes that side, this one goes in here, like that. And then you put it in the middle. I've marked the middle there. And pull up, there's a little screw to tighten it down. So then the glass will ride in that center glide. Trim caps. We need to silicone the sides and the bottom. Now when I do this, I like to tape it and then put the silicone in and just run my finger along it. And then while the silicone's still wet, remove the tape. I find it just works better for me. Some people can put a really nice bead of silicone. I'm not one of them. So I always just tape like this, and they get a nice result that way. Takes a little more time, but it works for me. Okay, and that's how you do this. Final step is just to put the little stick-on door handles on. And that's it. So that gives you an idea of what's involved in this type of job if you're thinking of doing it yourself. It's quite a bit, or if you're thinking of paying somebody, you know, it's quite involved, so it's not cheap to have done. And thanks for watching. Hopefully this was helpful to anyone considering doing this. Thanks.